headphones in. Is that blank enough?
Yes. We'll just sit here and stare at them for an hour and a half. They'll figure it out.
Oh, crap! I gotta go back and mute. Hang on.
I had to, what do you call it? I had to change elevator music. I found the clarinet, whatever, and somebody else doesn't like it. So, hold on. We're trying to get our chats rigged up. Oh, whoa, that was like really loud.
Yeah, I had to go back and mute my. I had to mute the sound on YouTube. Hey, everybody! Good to see y'all. Been a long time.
Look here, who we got down here? Let me see y'all try to do it over here on this one. We have
all the coolest people.
I'm Wes and
I'm Rob.
That's Rob.
Yeah, I know the
reverse camera thing is hard, man.
It is.
In case somebody in here didn't know who we were, because y'all probably had never been on these channels before. Killdeer gets the gold star, Chipper gets the silver star, and Aid gets the bronze star. And who's the 10? And then, Mrs. S is the sheriff.
The sheriff.
Y'all watch out.
The 10 star.
And we got C103. And Daniel got as my judge. Hello, Lance and Rachel.
Did you say Daniel's got him a jug?
No, a judge.
Ah.
I don't think Daniel's got. Hey, Craig. Oh, I was supposed to call you yesterday. Sorry. What are you laughing at? Maybe it was today. Did I talk to him yesterday? Or whatever. I didn't call. I didn't call you back. In case you didn't figure that out yet, Craig. Zach and Carol and B. Fowler and anybody else that I've missed already.
There's names on here.
Everybody else is going to see y'all before I do. No, I do not want to do that.
What?
You're still waiting on the phone call? You'll be fine.
Tell me his number. I'll call him.
His number is. That would be. Well, that wouldn't be out of the ordinary for you, Rob. You put your number in the freaking side chat. You're just like, oh, what are you going to do? Call me at all hours of the night? Wake me up?
I don't answer. My customers do that.
So. Yeah, 911. I need to speak with Craig.
Oh my gosh. When my sister was in high school, she had a sleepover with a bunch of her friends, and they wanted to do a prank, but they didn't know what to do. Being the helpful kind of guy I am, I said, I got an idea. Y'all think of somebody you want to prank and just start dialing his number and ask for Jeff. Well, there wasn't no Jeff there, but after about 8 girls called twice to the same number, the dude was getting a little aggravated. So an hour later, I call up and say, hey, this is Jeff. Do I have any messages there? He wasn't amused.
That would be annoying. Yeah. I don't do stuff like that. I've always been like
my man.
Halo type dude or whatever.
Hey, let's find out.
I'm
going to call Daniel's bluff here.
It's OU812, dude.
I see it now. I didn't look at the whole thing. That's good. I ought to dial it anyway.
Yeah.
Trey, who are you calling a knucklehead, brother?
I cannot remember. There's Trey. That stupid 2018 joke. What is it?
The what?
Since why was it's a dad joke? It's like why was something one of the years afraid of another one, and it's something with the 2018. I can't remember what it was.
Ah, he does. Chippery's got his phone on. We can start harassing him. I still remember when Chipper and I did that. That was hilarious.
Thank you for the heads up.
Chipper and I, for those that don't know that story, it's been last year sometime, I think, maybe a couple of years ago. We realized Wes's phone was on, and we just took turns sending random stupid text messages as fast as we could. Or maybe it was Instagram. I don't know what it was. But Wes's phone kept blowing up, and finally he's like, "What the crap?" And he looks and he starts reading, and he's just like,
"Oh man, Bob is freaking premiering a video right now."
"Oh,
Um,
I didn't get a notification for that."
I didn't either. Well, I just did. Well, I could screen share and broadcast it over here, but that would not be cool.
Yeah, it's true. It'd be. What's it about?
It's that they went to a cave that.
Oh, I saw that, but I didn't realize it was a premiere. I just thought it was a video I didn't recognize. This secret hidden cave or something.
Yeah, it's not easy to get to, man. They don't hide. It's not on a hiking trail. They're gonna have to build a trail to get to it.
Hi, Carol.
But anyway, they flew the drone down in it, and it goes way. You can't see how far it goes back up in there from down here.
That's pretty stinking cool.
Oh, it's on Barely Survival. But
he flew the drone into a cave. He must have gotten better since we were there and he crashed it on the roof of his house.
Well, he may and may not have broke one, but anyway, he's got a better drone and it's a little easier to fly. So the problem is from where they could get to where they could fly the drone, it was almost out of range, and he almost lost the drone down in the canyon.
Wow,
it's a ways. It does. You don't realize how far it is from this video. They didn't tell me where it was because they knew what I'd do.
Right.
Oh, just gone to it. I'd have done. It's a giant lava tube, dude. It's huge.
Really? I got ropes and climbing harness and gear.
Go to the bottom of the canyon, come up and go up the shale, man. Just climb up. I mean, that's going to work you to death. And if you hit the wrong rock, then it all comes down. Never mind. Anyway, I'm going to tell them, hey, stuff.
You know, I still think I like Daniel Got Him a Jug better than Daniel God Is My Judge.
Probably.
We can work with that.
Yeah, told them we were live. Be over there to watch later. And I will. That's a video I'm gonna let it run while I'm doing this. I've been waiting for that. I got to see little. Oh, see, you can see way back up in there, man. It's like
making me crazy.
I'm sorry. You want to see?
Yes, I'm actually pulling it up.
That's all you can see. See there?
Go ahead and see if I can lock my computer down.
Just gonna make it go full screen.
Yes.
Go ahead.
By the way, apologies to anybody for if I'm snorting and coughing. I've had the stinking flu or some nastiness for the last.
He's actually. Oh, there it is. Oh, you're too slow.
What?
He was actually the drone inside the cave. Come on. Where is that? I suck at this. Anyway, he had the drone was inside the cave, and you could see the other part of the cave that went further back.
Oh, it's already over, isn't it? The premiere.
Yeah, it's quick.
Okay, well, I'll come back to that then.
So, anyway,
I'll send you a text. That. There we go. Back. I may actually learn to use a computer someday. Can you believe it?
Maybe. Oh, what were we supposed? Oh, we're supposed to have a topic. We're supposed to be talking about Smolo.
I tell you something. I know something we can talk about. Did you see Zek's video, Revolting Man's video with the spear?
Yes,
That was hilarious.
yes.
I loved
Don't stick your brand new spear in the dirt. But spend a little bit more time than 10 seconds putting it on the haft.
it. Yeah.
Uh,
It actually inspired me to work on my spear. I don't even know if you've ever seen it. I've got that big 7-foot long lance with the conquistador spearhead on it, and you may not have ever seen it, but it inspired me to get it out. I'm going to do a VR to him, just because.
yes, smoking. We're supposed to be talking about dry land homesteading as opposed to homesteading where you get rain.
Why would you want rain?
I don't know. It makes things grow.
What is on my head? Oh, that's actually a piece of hair that's not gray yet. Where'd that come from?
I don't know. That's whose hair's in your house is not my concern. But,
Daniel, reading back up the comments. Did you see that one, Daniel?
what? Oh,
Rob? Oh,
my
boy.
rope or whatever. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Um,
Safer ideas than Wes. I don't know about that.
but
Yes, Mrs.
how
I
many
heard
of y'all
you.
got this year, Rob?
I'm sorry?
How much rain have y'all got up there this year?
0.
Well, between from now to last summer, how much rain did you get?
I don't know, a couple of inches maybe. We got a couple of little rainstorms here and there. Nothing much though. I mean, it has not been anything to get excited about. Dry land, yes.
Yeah. One of the biggest concerns you have on your homestead is what, and you got to think about this. I can bring it to mind. I remember you told me all about it.
Now, I don't have to think about it. I know what my big concern is. Our big concern is water, and keeping us in water, keeping our animals, chickens in water. Chickens isn't hard to keep in water, but the dogs, and keeping an occasional cow, because that's one of our preps, if you want to call it that. It's kind of a weird way to look at it, but right, hang on, I got oriented to the computer. Right over yonder is about 65,000 head of cows, and each cow drinks about 8 to 10 gallons of water a day on average. That translates into a lot more rainwater than I'm going to be able to catch. And you know how it is up here lately. The playa lakes aren't playa lakes, they're playa dirt holes. So, yeah, water.
Did your crawdad mud puddle, did it stay in water?
No, it still got water, yes. But the other day I went by and it was covered up with sandhill cranes. I mean, flat covered. So, I'll be surprised if there's a crawdad left in there. Wouldn't you know it?
That's funny.
Oh,
They probably
I was
like,
thinking of,
hey, Bubba, there's mud bugs down in this one.
oh, I bet you. I bet the first crane pulled a crawdad out and all his buddies were like, where'd you get that?
Hey, the buffet right over yonder.
Man, I need to build a trap. I think I've got some more of that wire that we lost on the way to Bob's that we were going to build a crawdad trap out of. If they don't, the hardware store's got some. But I need to build a trap and go see if I can catch any.
I actually bought a crawdad trap at a bait trap. Let me be specific. A bait trap at a garage sale for $5.
Out of where?
Garage sale, $5.
Oh.
It's just like the ones he uses, the tube ones or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
I used to have a couple of those. I might have one of those in my boat. It was a minnow trap, but it would work for crawdads, I'll bet you.
Mm-hmm. And that's, you just got to be careful because the hole's got to be so big or whatever for minnows.
Yeah.
And if you make the hole big enough for to catch minnows in them, or for it to be legal for minnows, then the crawdad just crawl in and out at will. So they got those rules for that just all messed up.
There ain't no minnow.
There was guys out there, they were putting they were commercially trapping perch. there was no perch left in the lakes, man, because they were all
I'll
going
bet.
into traps and they weren't coming back out. Because perch you could get about $1 a piece for them at the bait store.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Well, they had to make it to where you couldn't just go out and willy-nilly trap all the perch. So,
I gotta read the comments again. Hey, drinks were to be made. Cheers.
Yeah. Anyway,
Come
I
by
don't
a
think
crap
we
ton of
can
water.
mail you a bird, Guns.
I don't know. We can find a flat rate box. Stuff
We
that
didn't
bad
get you
boy in.
good hunting them last time, though, man.
No. I had rotten luck this year hunting crane. And then a couple of dudes are right out there behind the house in that hayfield there in that lake bottom behind my house, and they dropped 2 or 3.
Oh, wow.
I don't know.
They were probably flying real low and slow because of all the lead and steel shot that was in their butts from us shooting at them. At least we did figure out what we were doing wrong, though. So
Sort of.
well, we got a plausible excuse for our inability to bring home the flying beefsteak.
Hey, my little brother came up here and hunted cranes for a couple of 3 days, and he didn't get one either. And he is the guy. If I'm going to point out somebody that's a good shotgunner, it's him. And he had the same luck we did. So I don't know. The season's been over for a week, so that means you can't hunt them with shotguns anymore. But a 223, I think, will still fetch them in.
Oh man, I didn't realize the crane season lasted that long. I figured it was over. I would have already been back up there.
Oh, I thought you knew. No, it went until January 19th or 20th, something like that.
See, because I had cranes here, but I thought they were out of season, so I wasn't even trying. They were flying pretty high or whatever, but I mean, guy just aim way in front of him and hope it be the front or the back side of that freaking donut you're making at that point.
Yeah. So I got a buddy of mine that you have met here that has never gotten a crane with a shotgun, but he's got several with his 223.
See, are you allowed to take them with a rifle? Okay.
Well, if you don't get caught, yeah, it's okay.
Well, then just don't say his name.
No.
So, not that we would do anything that is not. I'm actually, yeah, we don't do that.
You mean like
and we don't do that.
Like shooting a coyote out the driver's side window parked next to the pavement?
That's perfectly legal.
Yeah.
Except for the pavement part. This is privately paid. It was a privately paved road.
Is the state private?
I don't know. We tried buckshot and everything else. The what was it, number 4? Number 4 is what that bird got it come down with number 4?
Well, I think, number 4 lead. I think it was number 4 lead that brought that one down.
You see, we were told that we had to use some guy told us we had to use steel, and then come to find out you don't have to have steel because they're not a waterfowl or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Or migratory. No, they're migratory. Yeah, they're not waterfowl.
Waterfowl.
Right.
They're something else. Something anyway.
They're just migratory game birds.
So now ducks you got to use steel shot for.
Right. Or non-toxic shot.
Yeah, you can use brass, I guess.
You can use brass, copper, Teflon coated, whatever. Yeah. And that stuff's cheap, so absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Guns off power lines. Hey, guns getting dubbed. Wow, I'll say it right in a second. Doves off the power line, Gun said. I don't know who frowns upon that, but we got plenty of them here, so I don't see a problem. Smolo, have you ever eaten a manatee? Ooh, catch and cook manatee. That'd be a good video, wouldn't it?
Well, once you got out of the penitentiary. Manatees are cool, man. They're like they're like ex-wives that have converted to mermaids. Damn it. Filter time. Wow.
Pardon me. I got to find the mute button so I can cough without.
Uh,
There
guns.
it is.
My kids were little. It's like the first time I'd taken them bird hunting, and we got a couple, but then we're driving from one location to the next location because the birds had quit coming in, and my son sees a dove setting on a power line, and we're in the vehicle going down the road, and he just like pretends he puts his finger up there like it's a gun. He goes, pew! And right as he did, I mean, I swear to God, as soon as he went, pew, the bird just fell off the power line. And it landed up there. I guess somebody else had shot at it, and it just decided to die right when he pretended to shoot it. So
He ought to be, Zach.
I wish you had a camera going. I mean, it didn't just and then fly off. It let go of the power line, tumbled down, and hit the ground. So no, I do not have anything to drink, Zach. So not that I'm trying to make him. I guess wait a minute, I can drink with you. I ain't got to leave the drink alone. Hold on.
Smolo, I knew it, man. You were a country boy. I knew you'd eaten a manatee at some point.
You can't eat manatee. They're endangered or whatever.
Yeah, Smolo says it tastes like that fancy Japanese cow, Kobe beef. Is that what it is? Which I've never had.
It's kind of fat. Reckon this has turned to vinegar yet?
What is that?
Cactus berry wine.
Oh, is that it? It doesn't have the right color.
This is the wine, not the mead.
Oh, okay.
Man,
okay.
it did. It turned gold.
Yeah, it's pretty. How's it taste?
Well, now I'm scared it tastes fine.
Steve, hey bud. Corsair.
This doesn't have as much punch as the mead. I'm not drinking the mead. I'm trying to keep this conversation going.
I am going to have to ask when you come up here next time to bring a sample of each of those.
That
cannot wait to try.
Well, this is not lasting because this is like really easy to drink. But that mead, I don't know, man. I messed up. I signed to like 40 proof or something. You drink one of these and try to walk, and it doesn't work out well. And this is the first alcohol I've had in 2 months. No, take that back. Take that back. I had a couple of beers the other day.
Nothing wrong with that. You know, it's really aggravating. I don't even know if I told you. Over in Amherst, at the nursing home there, they've got 3 big patches of cactus that were absolutely covered up with tunas, all purple and ripe and beautiful. And I went in and said, hey, what y'all going to do with them? And they said, nothing. I said, can I have them? They said, okay. And it froze hard 2 days later before I could get there.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
The ones that fruit the best are the ones between here and Big Springs. The going to Ira from Snyder. There's, I don't know, the fields are just the bar ditch is just full of cactus, or where the fence line is. In 100 yards, you can fill up 2 5-gallon buckets full of berries.
Wow! Just on the edge of somebody's pasture.
Yep. Don't have to just walk the bar ditch.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Right there.
And I'm sure if they saw you out there taking any part of a cactus, they'd shake your hand and say, "Come back tomorrow."
And you'd be surprised what you found. I found some aluminum cable from I guess when they were out patching the power lines or whatever. I found 2 full joints of 3/8 rebar and cedar fence posts, like a 4x4 fence post.
Yeah.
All in my little cactus berry walk. I had to like put it in a pile so I could come back and get it with the truck.
Dude, it is amazing the stuff you can find. You walk a bar ditch on any highway for any amount of time, and there's no telling what you're going to come up with.
One time I was walking in a mile, I found 2 20-foot chains, 2 screwdrivers, and 2-pound sledgehammer. The other day I stopped and picked a 3-pound, brand new. I mean, it was brand new, still had paint on it. 3-pound sledgehammer off the side of the road up there.
Yeah.
But anyway. Let's try to sort of stay on topic in case anybody comes in here. Well, for a minute anyway.
Yeah, there is that. There is that. Not that the people in the side chatter. I mean, here's Guns talking about eating bottlenose dolphin and python soup or something. Yeah. A wild Florida monkey. I don't doubt it. Florida's covered up with the most bizarre creatures that people have let go or that have got loose.
Yeah, it is. And Trey, all that means is they're going to charge you more for your phone line.
Yeah. There's a topic. Yes.
Yeah, they got all kinds of stuff down there. They got they got Cubans with the vote down there.
Yeah.
No, what they got monkeys. Some debate as to whether or not they have wild chimpanzees. Pythons, a couple of venomous runaways.
There was some dude a couple of years ago got bit by Lance, I think, some ridiculously poisonous snake. He was a telephone repair guy, and he was climbed up on the side of somebody's house and next to a tree, and he looks over and he said, I saw this branch moving. He said, I thought that was kind of odd, and then it bit him right on the side of the face.
He said, people are like, oh, I want one of these. I want one of these. And you can get any pet you want.
Yeah.
We did not. Do you know how big a king cobra gets?
About 7 or 8 feet long.
No, they get up to 12 or 13 foot.
Wow.
And they can strike
say hi.
Over 2/3, or they can strike 2/3 the length of their body. So you get a 10-foot snake, and that means he can bite you 5 foot away.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hello.
What are you doing? We'll make $1. I'll let you pop him in the back of the head.
I'll give her 2 not to.
Oh, man. Got a bidding war going.
I can't hear you.
Oh.
So I don't have a response.
I didn't even think about it. She doesn't have. West said, yeah, it don't matter what West said.
That's what I figured.
Here, give me
that. Here, fill my glass.
I'm a bartender.
There we go. And here we see Rob Painless, the domestic version.
I don't want to know.
Unlock his kill. Oh, that's right. You can't hear. This is great.
Yes, dear.
I might have to go get on my computer.
Oh.
Yeah, the donate button only goes to West. I'm surprised anybody knows that thing's there. Anyway, you were talking earlier about you had chickens that tried to raise baby chickens and it didn't work out because it snowed on them.
Well, yeah, I've got a hen that hatched out a set of 8 about 3-4 weeks ago, and the temperature's been mild enough that they were able to get mostly grown. 2 of them disappeared fairly early on. Don't know why. That just happens. That's expected. As opposed to guineas, where you're lucky if any of them make it to maturity, the stinking things. But the other day we had a big cold snap, and she decided, hey, let's go into the coop this time, because she'd hatched just out in the yard somewhere. And the babies didn't know anything about going in a coop. And so I go out there, and here's a whole bunch of babies chirping for their mom and about to freeze to death. And I was already sick. And so about an hour later, I finally got this. Chickens are stupid. I mean, chickens are insanely stupid. but finally got them all gathered up and in there. But one of them still didn't make it. But yeah, and I've got 4 hens sitting on eggs right now. One, 2, 3, 5 hens sitting on a clutch of eggs. And Wes has left the building. Well, I'm sorry, y'all got me now.
No, well, I didn't leave the building. Just I got another conversation going on, so continue.
So anyway, yeah, I got chickens that don't have a clue what season it is, but I'm getting eggs. Thank goodness. We went through about a month and a half drought of 0 eggs. My luck, of course, back last year when we had Ella's graduation party, some friends of ours from east of here brought up a batch of baby chicks, about 30 of them, and I split them with somebody else. Of course, about 8 or 12 of them died before we got them big enough to turn over to her. And she got apparently all the hens, and I got all the not hens. But hers started laying pretty quick, and they've had eggs from the word go and hadn't quit. Other friends of ours have not been getting eggs. So apparently us, and it's Reese, y'all seen me talk about Reese before, their chickens are laying. We're a rarity, apparently. Nobody else is getting eggs, so yay us. Now I'll read the comments here.
Have you been feeding your chickens more than normal?
No, about like usual. But you know what? I hadn't thought about it. We had that cornfield right next door here. They've been eating corn like crazy, haven't they?
Yeah, they've had all that corn got knocked off on the ground. I bet they're still spending time out there too, ain't they?
Oh, lots of time. And he's deep broke it, but they're still going out there. Deep broke.
They got them built-in corn digger uppers.
Yeah. For y'all that don't know what deep broke means, that means that they go in and they literally dig about that deep into the dirt, and it turns it over to mix up the nutrients in the dirt, and then they spread the dirt back out a little bit kind of flat again. And so I'm sure that they're still even able to scratch up some corn out of that, like Wes said.
What a gun!
He sent you some money. He said you need to buy me a bottle.
I need to. Well, it hasn't popped up on mine yet, but I guess thank you.
There's supposed to be a picture there. It says hippo character collapses to the ground as his chair breaks while the words do something. I do not know what that means, but if Guns did it, I'm sure there is a high purpose involved.
Okay. I am so far behind according to my chat, I'm still not even talking to anybody.
I had seen an indigo snake, Smolo, when we were down at Happy Hair's parents down there south of you. I saw it. It startled me at first. It's a pretty snake. They got all kinds of snakes down there. I have learned not to just reach out and grab everyone. I haven't learned, but I have realized it's not a good idea to reach out and grab everyone I see.
Crane bullet money? All right.
Sweet. That'll get you a box of shells.
I still don't. How much is it? I don't see nothing. That'll buy bullets. You're going to have to buy your own, Rob.
I've got my own.
I'm going to buy the high dollar bullets because they're free.
I'm going to start hunting them with an atlatl. I don't think there's a season on that.
I'm actually thinking about playing around with the atlatl. I think I might get good enough with it. It's just darts. I've been researching the throw. I know what I was doing wrong with it. So it's just darts, only with a cheater. So the form is exactly the same. I thought you threw it like a baseball. You don't throw it like a baseball. You throw it like a dart. Literally, I guess that's why they call it a dart.
I'm going to mention a movie here, and a lot of people are going to laugh at me. It is truly one of my favorite movies for several reasons, not because of acting skills or anything like that, but it is a movie called Quest for Fire. Have any of y'all ever seen that? I love that movie because it's a whole like survivalist movie. It's about these cavemen get their butts whipped and kicked out of their cave, and they wind up in a swamp, and they have to figure it out. And so they send out the 3 village idiots to go and find some fire somewhere because they don't know how to make it yet. And towards the end of that movie, they figure out in process of finding fire, they figure out it's not a chick flick, I assure you.
Well,
But if
Miss
I could, if,
Long was in it. I'm just saying.
yes, she was. But they
If
figure
she had on
out
the
how to use
perfect
atlatls.
uniform,
Huh?
She had on the perfect uniform.
Yeah. Her costume designer got off pretty easy.
Yes. Now, apparently, all the
bet.
tribes go to Africa, but
Now,
uh,
bent out of
that was
shape here, everybody. What's that?
it was a good movie. I would like them to make The Quest for Fire today.
Yeah.
Keep the storyline true, but take out some of the 80s crap they put in there. You know,
Right.
One of the village idiots went on to play the dad on Sons of Anarchy,
Yep.
Hellboy.
Yep.
Um,
He had quite a career.
Famous, man.
Yeah, he did. He took that chance and ran with it.
But
Somebody say his name. I can't think of it. I just
I
went blank.
cannot pull it up for nothing.
Yeah.
He also played Conan's dad in the remake, which
Yes, he did. Right. Ron
He did a
Perlman.
good
Chipper
job.
nailed it. Ron Perlman.
Yeah, that dude.
He plays the dad on you.
Did he really? What's up, Dad?
Yeah, the gods,
Yes,
the gods are crazy. That was an odd movie.
That was so funny. But you know, it was. I liked it when he was running around with the sewing needle and the little tiny. Like that would ever work, but I wanted to try it forever.
I tell you, in Quest for Fire West, one of the funny scenes was where one of the guys figured out it was funny to drop a rock on the other dude's head and thought it was hilarious, and the other dude just started laughing because everybody else was laughing.
Yeah.
I had a buddy like that in Colorado. We were sitting around a fire one night, and he's about half stoned and mostly drunk, and for no reason whatsoever, he takes a stick that he's been poking in the fire and sharpening it and jabs me in the knee, and I about came apart, and he just fell out laughing, and finally I couldn't do anything but laugh too. It's just like, wow, what's wrong with you?
That Quest for Fire. If y'all have not seen the Quest for Fire, watch it, because when you rewatch it after you quit,
quit being astonished.
yeah, then you're just like, okay, I missed that joke in the first one. When Miss Chong has left the help and they're on their way back, and the two village idiots that didn't have a girlfriend are up on the top of the one, and they get in the fight, and there's he pounds it off. It's like, I mean, you completely miss, when you're younger, you completely miss the gay joke. You're just like, it's not happening, brother.
That's
don't
right.
go that way.
We ain't that desperate yet.
We're not the only two monkeys left in this tree. So yeah, it's a good watch.
Oh man,
it shows you just exactly how easy it is, you know. And they were actually overpowered by people that were less developed than them.
Yeah.
It was the lesser of the two groups. They just had more people.
More people, the element of and surprise and determination. You know.
So, yeah.
I loved when they. I mean, one of the reasons I loved that movie was them building a fire using a bow drill. Except it wasn't a bow drill; it's just with the hand, go like that, and just I don't know. You may be right.
Make smoke, so maybe I ought not put my application into the Beast yet. seriously thinking about it though, man, I could do that. I mean, they give you the food you need. Well, the first one, they gave them the food they needed for the 30 days. All they had to do was hang out under a tree and keep the fire going.
That's pretty straightforward. I guess they couldn't manage.
The one guy got sick and the other guy started missing his kids.
Well.
So mom stayed. She's like, I think my kids be just fine at the babysitters. I'm gonna take the money. I guess they get paid for it. I don't know. I don't.
Surely people.
They don't talk about any prize money or anything. So I think it's just they just do it to prove they can.
I've been down that road. I feel like we are nowhere close to the topic that was originally suggested.
None. We're supposed to be talking about how or what the challenge is. I mean, like you don't water your garden as much as it needs to because you have a well, and once that well goes dry, that's it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I've watered my garden until I felt like I should be drowning things, and it wasn't enough to keep it alive. If we don't get rain up here, it's bad news.
That's why here, this time we're going to do the back to Eden thing. We're not going to till the soil.
What?
We're going to put mulch on the top and then plant the seeds where the mulch meets the soil that's there.
Yeah.
And who's that? All right, Guns. Have a good night. Thank you for the bullet money, man. Shirley. Hey, Ben. Oh, don't call me Shirley. But
yeah, that's why water collection up here on the times it rains, if you can collect the water, you can stretch it out quite a ways. You know, the rule of thumb is just to get by a gallon of water per person per day. And now I'm going to get sad, damn it.
Well, that's
my calculation has been based.
I was thinking about it today. The fact that there was enough snow on my roof to fill up one of those big freaking water catchment tanks, and I don't have one. Literally, I had to watch enough snow to supply water melt and run off. Nothing.
Yeah, that's tough. Originally, I had calculated our water needs based on a gallon per person per day. So I calculated 5 gallons. I get to reduce that down to 3 gallons now. And I had figured that 2,500 gallon tank out there would last me for X amount of time. And then assuming that we got any kind of a rain at all, that we'd be able to keep it full. We might not be able to water a garden, but we can keep us and chickens and dogs alive and maybe an occasional cow.
Well,
but it's going to have to rain a little bit.
A gallon per person per day, that doesn't, I mean, you would have to go ahead and leave the other figure in there because you've got the 2 dogs and the chickens. Those chickens are going to drink a gallon a day. Your chickens are. Unless there's dew on the grass. And if they're getting green grass, maybe not so much.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good point.
Chickens go through a lot of water. We keep, we've got a 5 gallon trough and 2 gallon and a half troughs that we have to fill up every other day.
Yeah. Well, the reason I didn't calculate them in is because we have 2 or 3 other little small catchment things that usually take care of chickens and dogs. I rarely have to give them. Right now, I'm having to give them water because we hadn't had rain so long. But like out there where I may not have had that done when you were here. When we did the dove and corn forage, right there over the front of that, I've got a gutter there now that catches water into a 50-gallon barrel, and been watering chickens out of that.
Smaller, you have to be really careful about what you store your catchment in, because you will get mosquitoes. The trick to it is if you put a screen like the screen over your window, it catches the trash and the mosquitoes can't get in there and hatch out.
Yeah.
So you got to do that.
And if they do hatch out, it's not the end of the world because they will filter out or cook out, or they can be drank. I've told y'all the story before about drinking water out of my grandmother's system. You would see little wiggle tails in there, little swimmies, and we basically just covered it up or held your nose and drank, and it was okay. It may not have been okay, but it was
sea monkeys.
probably.
Never drink the sea monkeys, man.
Well, I was a small child and I was thirsty.
Yeah. People don't, I mean, that's, I don't know.
I don't know why we didn't get sick. I really don't.
Here's we don't. Hey, Tyler Wood, is we don't have enough water catchment, so we have to depend on the well. We want 2 of those above ground storage deals because we've got 2 valleys, and actually the my den catches enough runoff when it rains that I could keep 1 full with just it.
It doesn't take
3 of them, honestly. If I had 3 of them, I think I could irrigate with it.
Maybe, yeah, if they were big enough. You know, it does not take much water to fill up a big tank. I mean, I knew that, but I was shocked at how little rain it took. I say water, it doesn't take much rain to fill one of those up. You know, that one we've got behind the house here, 2,500 gallons, and only 2 10-foot sections of gutter feeding that. And it filled up in 2 rains. I mean, it filled it completely up in 2 rains, and they weren't big rains. They were like inch and a half rainstorms.
The beauty of it is there's times of the year here, I don't know about where you're at, but here, water will run off the roof of the house, and it's not raining.
A heavy dew?
Heavy dew.
Just, how about that? That's rare here.
Yeah, but we have been getting more rain than you, and that's weird because it usually doesn't rain here, and it does rain up there.
Yeah.
But y'all been getting hit really hard. The last 5-6 years or longer
with what, drought or rain?
Drought.
Yeah. It since about goodness, we went from 2010 or 11 for about 3-4 years, and I bet we didn't get. I think one year we got 4 inches of rain for the whole year. It was bad. I remember the first rain we got after it had been maybe a full year since we'd had a rain here. I was at the motel and it started raining, and I went out there like a fool and laid on the sidewalk and just splashed it up on myself because I was so glad to see it.
We had that real good rain come through and fill some of the lakes and stuff up a few years ago, but the lake is already back down to like 25%. It filled up 78, and then it's already back down to 20-something%, and that's just in 3 years.
Wow. Is it because people are using it, or is it just soaking in and drying out?
Well, you think about it, it was bone dry. It had been bone dry for 2 or 3 years, and then it rained, so a lot of it soaked into the ground.
Yeah.
Now it did bring a couple of the people's water wells back online, which is a bonus. But people that lived at the lake were having to drive to town to buy water from the city.
Yeah.
And take back out so they could flush their toilets and take baths.
Right.
So,
which I thought we were going to have to do. The day that I was the sickest, our well quit. It got cold that night, and Mr. Smart Guy didn't think, I should go turn a light on because I was too busy feeling sorry for myself because I was ill. And Happy here came in and said, don't necessarily want you to do anything about it because you're feeling bad, but the well's not working. Well, of course I'm going to do something about it. It had frozen that little feed tube that goes up to the pressure switch, and I shined a light on it and tapped it a couple of times, and being the electrician, know how to make the well come on anyway. And all of a sudden we had water spraying everywhere, and I was like, well, that's pretty great.
Yep. I was
Guns,
smart
welcome
enough
back.
to take care of the well house, but then on the line coming from the well house to the house, there's a faucet.
Yes, chasing glass. Of what?
And a faucet, a spigot.
Oh, yeah.
But it's not a frostproof spigot. And I usually put insulated thing over it, and I kind of just walk past it. So yeah,
it kind of just froze.
Good water out in the well house was because it froze the main line coming in. We didn't have nothing. That was all on me. So
it did that to us when I dug. You know, I've got that tank behind the house about halfway buried so that it'll keep it from freezing up solid. Well, it got real close to the water line, and the water line wasn't quite covered up good, and we got a good cold night, and it froze up our water line. We've actually used that tank several times for flushing toilets and washing and doing stuff like that. I mean, we hadn't lost power, but it's been handy. I'm going to, in fact, when you come up here, I may put you to help me. I've got a 3,500 gallon tank that's good to go. If I can just go, when I just go pick it up, I'm gonna put it behind the shop back there because the shop's had gutters on it for 10 years. There's no tank to catch the water. 3,500 gallons go a long way towards watering the garden.
Did you just draft me on YouTube?
It sounded kind of like that. Yeah. Mrs. West heard it.
When you come up to visit, we're gonna go do some work. All right. We can do that, and then whenever you come down here, we can sneak down the road and get that. It's like, what is it, 500 gallons or something? I need to go get it. Guy said I can't have anything on the property. I want that. They've abandoned the place.
That's nice.
I think there's a windmill in there. Just don't know how to get it.
I bet we can figure it out. An old aerometer?
Yeah. I need to get with them and make sure that they were serious about that, though. Because that's...
I figure they were.
Well, make sure that the rest of the sisters are okay with it. Because that's felony. So, yeah.
Stealing a windmill? I mean, picking up an abandoned windmill?
Picking up if one of the other sisters wants it, it is. So, you'd be surprised. People are like, "Oh yeah, sure, go ahead, whatever. I don't even want the car anymore."
Yeah.
Then her husband comes back from overseas, says, "Where's my car?"
Right.
And you're like, "Well, dang." So, family gets hurt at each other, and the next thing you know,
yes, they do.
They're fine with getting rid of the windmill until they find out that it's $5,000 for the tower. All of a sudden, we're going to keep that.
Uh-huh.
No,
my Aunt June gave me that. That was special to me.
The freaking bolt. I think it's a 42 foot windmill tower.
Tower's the easy part. The actual aero motor is the
air motor, but dude,
and the blades.
The gearbox and the blades and the tower all together is right at 10 grand.
Yeah, for new for sure. Thank you. What's it for?
And that don't even get you a downhole pump or nothing. Don't get you sucker rods, nothing.
Right. Yeah. No, that's just the above ground. Hang on a second. Cornelius. What was it for? Oh, cool. Thank you. You want to come say hi to Wes? You're not feeling good? She kind of, huh? She's more interested. She loves you, but she's more interested in her chocolate cupcake that she's getting right now.
Well, that's messed up.
It's not a ding dong, I don't think, is
That's what they are.
it? It's not a rip. Sarah is trying to catch what I had, so.
So basically, I've been trumped by a cupcake.
Turns out.
Is it chocolate?
Hey, don't. It is chocolate with just a ding. She said it's a ding dong. This is just a cheap knockoff. Oh, there we go. See.
Hi.
Oh, wait, I got it.
Oh, it's got the white icing and everything.
Yeah.
Good thing.
Anyway, he says hi. You can't hear him. Yeah,
This thing works.
How what works? Oh, the camera. It's
Camera.
backwards. Yeah,
I
it goes.
move and it moves the other
Yeah,
way.
you have. Yes,
She
it's
has a
completely
growth on her
annoying.
shoulder.
Wait, I took the wrong stinking headphone. All right, now what?
I said she has a growth on her shoulder.
Yes.
Don't you miss
Yes.
this cat, Wes?
Not really.
Wes actually said he would like. He said he would love that kitty and
No,
stroke its fur
she is
and call it George.
mine.
I
Mine.
didn't say that. I said he said I wanted a cat. I didn't say I wanted a
My
cat.
baby.
Your
Yeah,
dad
see what he said?
No.
He said he really would like at least one of
did
those
not
kittens.
say I wanted your cat.
No, they're all mine.
That's pretty selfish.
Wes. Santa Claus.
No cat.
Bye.
Not taking the cat, man.
Well,
Santa Claus. She just called me Santa Claus. All right, that's it. I'm tying her shoelaces together.
Savage Survival. Hey, bud. How are you? Marie, no. That's close, Ben. His name is Milo. She names every stinking cat that we have, and she knows the genealogy and history for about 6 years back on the stupid things. Okay.
Yeah, I would have taken the cupcake, but she's not going to share the cupcake. She doesn't.
I have a deal for you. For every cat you take, I will send you a box of cupcakes. See? Yep. You can't turn that down, can you?
Man, I need the target practice.
Hey. What happens on the S plantation stays on the S plantation.
Yeah, the dog went running in the chicken yard the other day and then stopped at a tree just outside the chicken yard and just kept barking until I went outside, and the neighbor's innocent little barn cat was in my hen house. So
Aw.
I didn't send it back home this time. So,
Well,
you don't have a barn anyway. So why do you need a barn cat? You don't rescue a cat and then take it home to the country and throw it outside. Until the people moved in that liked cats, we had quail. I'm Australian when it comes to feral cats. Kill them all.
yeah, they are hard on the quail, that's for sure. It seems like. Although our cats, I have to say, our cats wander around baby chicks and pretty much don't even take a second glance at them because at some point in their life they have had their butt whooped by a mad mama hen, and
See,
they have figured out.
my cat won't eat baby chickens.
Mm-hmm.
But I have caught 3 feral cats in live traps trying to get into the hen house.
Well, ferals, yeah, good point.
And one of them, the first one, he was killing everything. We had a whole bunch of chicks about this they would be about the size of quails.
Yeah.
Took one a day, dude.
Yeah.
It was wiping me out. I mean, literally 14 baby chickens later, I finally got him.
Wow. Hang on a second. We are missing all kinds of stuff in the side chat here. Savage Survival is in, and he says he's turned into a computer geek now. He's doing computer repair. That's just wrong. Savage, you're supposed to be like a hunter, gardener, outdoors, ghillie suit kind of guy. You're not supposed to be some computer nerd, man. That's what. Oh, I hope he's not gone already. We got to.
Yeah, he's already gone.
We have to. We need an intervention here. I'm thinking. And then Gunn just saying something about the Rayovacs that take the giant 6-volt batteries are good bang for the buck. What are we talking about here?
They're talking about cheap flashlights or whatever. Rayovac makes a good flashlight.
Yeah, the big 6-volt lantern thing. Yeah, those were pretty cool. I remember those from when I was a kid. I didn't know you could get them.
I found a place I can get those flower solar light things like you got, Rob.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to get me a couple of those. They're red. They're not green like yours. But
I'm telling you, man, Happy Hair has come up with so many cool solar lights over the time we've been doing it. I love them. I absolutely love them.
Hey, is my battery still in your car? Honey? I need to find that because I bought this really cool big battery charger backup thing.
Oh, yeah?
But
that's right, the little rollout solar charger?
No, it's just you charge it, but then it'll charge
Yes. I know what you're talking
it'll
about.
run this cell phone
For a long time.
50 hours.
Yeah. I've got one of those.
It's crazy. Well, I got it because that's what Bob had, and he let me borrow it, and I ran my live stream. And while I'm running my live stream, when I was down there last time, it was charging. By the time the live stream was over, my phone was back up to 54%.
Isn't that great?
So I'm like, okay, yeah, I want one. And I checked it, and it had 5 lights for how much charge it had. After I did all that, I confess I kept it another day or so until I took it back because I didn't have to go to the truck to charge my phone. I charged the phone all next day again and took it off and checked it, and it is 4 of the 5 lights were still blue. I was like, this is pretty cool. So it's like, hold on to it for a little bit. So that's what I used to charge my phone the rest of the time I was out there. And when I gave it back to him, it still had charge. I mean, I was like, this is totally badass. I got to give me one of these. So I did. They're not, it was like, what was it, $39? I don't know the name of it. Took that out of the box, threw the box away. Got it at Best Buy. No, Staples. Office Max. I got it on the 3rd try. Office Max. Got it Office Max for $39. I believe. It was black. You could get it in white, but I didn't want it in white. I wanted it to be tactical, not.
Wait, bent left.
Wouldn't white be tactical in Alaska?
Yeah, actually. Yeah, snow camouflage. I learned about that with my G.I. Joes when I was a little kid, man. They had the Arctic camo stuff. Hey, Robert.
All right, Ben. Robert who? See, y'all are seeing. Oh, there. Hey, Robert and Cindy Moore, LLC. Wait, they took the LLC off.
The other electrician in the room.
Yep. I hadn't seen him around so much, but then again, I haven't been doing the live streams. Like, my live stream schedule has been off lately.
He probably stays busy because he's a real electrician, not like some of the electrical guys you know.
So, anyways, we didn't stay on topic. So, like,
yeah, we are really horrible at that, aren't we? Golly. The whole point, though, is yes, I wish we lived somewhere where it rained a lot because then there might actually be lakes and rivers and streams and fishing and cool stuff like that. But I don't.
You know, I've been doing a lot of research on that and stuff. You know, it started raining here again when people quit farming everything.
Really?
There was no rain, so they started putting the a bunch of the cotton fields they put back into pasture, and everything, there started to be, we were back up to where there was a lot of land covered in grass all year long, like God intended it to be.
Yeah. And it allowed the humidity levels to stay where it needed to be.
Well, it doesn't rain in the desert because there's no ground moisture.
Right.
I think if they would go back to planting the tops of the terraces in grass, we'd be miles and miles ahead.
Maybe. Although the old timers that were here when it was nothing but grass, it was the same kind of thing. There was still no water up here. It just didn't. But that might be just because it's here. Down you live, what, 1,000 feet? What elevation are you? Do you know?
22, I think, or 21.
What I figured. We're almost 4,000 feet here where I live. We're on the edge of, I think we're like 39 something, 39 and change. So that may be part of it.
That's weird. So, you're almost as high as base camp at BTSR. I go to BTSR, man. It's like there ain't no oxygen at all.
Really?
It takes me about 3 days to get used to the difference, and then I get used to the difference, and I'll hike up to the top of the mountain, and there's no air because you just gleaned another 1,200 feet.
Right.
And you wouldn't think that little bit of difference would matter, but it does. And it's funny, you can walk that distance and your ears don't pop.
Yeah, because it's gradual.
And it pops every time.
Yeah, it's like driving from Southland down to Post. When you come off the Cap Rock, there's a good chance your ears are going to pop. And that's only about 600 feet.
And people don't realize how and it falls from there. The elevation falls from there all the way back, all the way to Abilene. Just a little bit, but it does.
Yeah. Same thing here, all the way into New Mexico. It keeps going up steadily. I think at Muleshoe is where it actually hits 4,000 feet. And then by the time you get to Clovis, 4,200 maybe, something like that. And then just on from there.
See, the world's not flat, man. See,
no.
There's a big bump between you and me.
Yep.
But she was talking about moving over to Louisiana, so I don't know. Sorry.
A field of what, Smolo?
What? A field of what?
Oh, farmland?
Farmland?
What do you suppose they were? Of course, in Florida, it rains about every 6 hours. Hey, yeah. Michael Signs. Did you get the GoFundMe thing figured out?
Did you get your GoFundMe thing to work yet? There were a lot of fields, and there were a lot of big fields, but they didn't have hundreds of thousands of people cutting down every tree to plow it up to turn it into farmland.
Yeah.
Michael trees says produce oxygen and trap carbon. So
Michael says it should be working. It wasn't yesterday.
There's been more than just Robin them told me that it's not working. So you might want to go in and check your settings or
yeah, and see if there have in the last 24 hours, see if there has been any new donations. For those of y'all that don't know, Michael is doing the right thing and trying to get back to Texas. Hallelujah, like he should. but he's not doing it for selfish reasons. He's trying to get his dad back here, and he's got a little GoFundMe set up to try and generate the money that it takes to do that. And we're trying to help, but GoFundMe's not being very helpful right now. Or at least they wasn't to me. I tried 12 times last night, and then Happy Hair tried 3 more.
And that's probably part of it. They didn't have smartphones back then.
Well, maybe, I don't know. I'll try it again.
If back then, if Chief Wampum Stompum wanted Princess so there was going to be some corn plenty. That's just where it was. It didn't do him any good to win the Super Bowl or nothing like that. No popcorn. So
Prince Wampum was in love with Princess Mary Jane Rottencrotch.
My brother used to, whenever he'd make jokes like that, he always, what do you call it? Chief Chewing the Fat. Or Chief Chewing the Fat.
From No Eat 'em, exactly.
So this shows an hour ago somebody did a donation.
So maybe it's better now. Let me ask Happy here. I'm going to mute this. I'm going to ask Happy here to try it again.
It'd be all on me. I'm going to entertain y'all with a song and a dance. No. While we wait for Rob to get back.
She is going to try it. She'll let me know here in a second. So, knock on wood. Where did my... Oh, I lost my pop-out chat. I don't know what's wrong.
Yeah, no sweat, no eat.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do a jig.
Can we say that word?
Ooh, I would like to be jigging for some crappie or something.
Hi, Mark. Did you just get here or just leaving? Saying goodnight is like aloha. That could be coming or going.
Yes, it all depends on what part of the world he's from. Oh, Mark's been here? Well, to all the people that I didn't say hi to when you came in, hello, because I never watched the chat. Because, I don't want to be Rob over here talking to y'all while I'm looking down here like this. Yes, that's rude. And if I look at the blue light, I can't read the chat.
Exactly.
So, it's... My mom used to smack me if I didn't make eye contact when I was talking to people.
And, I see people do that on their videos. They're looking at themselves on the screen instead of at the camera. And I think, look at the screen, dude. And then I have to watch for myself. Like tonight, I'm looking over here at the chat instead of at the...
See, it looks like I'm trying to look across the screen at you or something.
Yeah.
But y'all, the people are actually up there, so
yeah.
And
I'll do that blank stare I had you told me to do when everybody came in. Chasing life, I'm still in good shape. I work so I don't feel bad about eating. But yes, a lot, yes. Michael. By the way, Zach, what? Eat 3 slices of cheesecake and drink orange juice after? I'm okay with that. Why? Wait, what kind of cheesecake?
Cheesecake and drink orange juice after. Oh, God. Dude, you can't drink orange juice after cheesecake?
Why?
The orange juice would be insanely bitter in your mouth.
Don't you remember going to VBS as a kid and you eat all those sweet cookies and they give you a cup of orange juice to drink?
I spit the orange juice out. Why would you do that to somebody? But that's cookies, not cheesecake. That's like that's gross. You're probably one of those people that put not oregano. What's it called? That soap stuff.
Soap stuff. What?
You probably eat cilantro in food.
Oh no, I don't eat cilantro. I got a buddy that loves the same guy that likes to shoot the sandhill cranes with a 223. He's a big cilantro guy. No, thank you. Now I do like coriander, which is the seeds from cilantro. Oddly enough, but he it's weird. He loves cilantro, hates coriander. I like coriander, not so much on cilantro though. No, chasing life. I knew that, but oh, is Happy here? Oh, hi.
Imagine being the kid in school whose dad has a really good sense of humor. And happens to be Ander. We named his boy Corey.
Yeah, see, Happy Hair's on your side about that. There are certain things, orange juice is what you drink with when you're eating.
Orange juice with
Scrambled eggs?
Eggs or something.
Yep.
Like that.
Yep.
Good. Or vodka.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
orange juice with pancakes? What are you thinking?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I can't argue that one.
That.
What? No cookies? Chasing life? No. No. There's no such VBS. You're supposed to be bribing the kids, and you ain't bribing them with fruit. You give them cookies. You give them sweet stuff, and then some orange juice so they don't get spoiled to it.
Whenever you have to take care of the kids at church so the parents can have time off at home, the last thing you do with those children is pump them full of sugar and calories and then
No.
Yes.
See, you're a nice guy.
You give the kids the candy and then you say, now go say hi to mommy.
Cream. Orange juice with vanilla ice cream. Yeah, that might not be bad actually. Oh, Rachel, I love buttermilk. I will turn up a jug of buttermilk and just drink straight out of the jug. And buttermilk, cornbread ain't right unless it's made with buttermilk. Same with biscuits.
Okay, I agree on the buttermilk cornbread. Hush. But
Whatever.
Huh?
she
What'd
thinks
she say?
cornbread should taste like cake.
No, I want regular cornbread
Is she yelling at you?
sometimes, but then I want sweet cornbread sometimes to put milk in it. No.
Okay, yeah, I'm okay with that. I like both, but if I'm having it with beans, I don't want
Ain't getting no buttermilk cornbread up in here. Hang it up. That's just Hyde barking, isn't it? He doesn't count.
Hey, when you do come up, something we might do. I've been trying to think what creative endeavor we could engage ourselves in. I've got a deer hide off that deer I got back when that just kind of sat there and dried. We could soak it and make some rawhide out of it.
I
Or
made
do
me
something.
some hairless rawhide.
Yeah.
Out of or I was going to do both the hides that way, but I think I may have screwed the other one up. So,
Deer hide is amazingly resilient. Back before I ever moved to Colorado, we're talking like 40 years ago. I don't even know where I got a deer hide, but I had a deer hide and I decided I was going to tan it. And big surprise, I got busy doing 100 other things and left that deer hide sitting in a thing of water. It got nasty. I mean, it was disgustingly nasty. And I pulled it out. And of course, the hair came out real easy. So that was great. But it wasn't good for tanning at that point. But even all that time it sat in the water, as nasty as it got, it made fantastic rawhide.
okay, so that's why, because I actually put mine, that's how I got the hair off.
Yeah.
I water soaked it.
Yeah.
And, this one, I had this one water soaking, and I planned when we come back from our little vacation thing, I was going to take it out and finish getting the hair off, and then I forgot. Smooth.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Now I'm afraid to open it up, but I walked by the bucket the other day, and it didn't reek.
Yeah. Get you, and I don't even know where to get it anymore. Get you some powdered alum and dump it in there. Mix it in good and let that alum soak into the skin for another day or so, and then pull it out and scrape that hair and stretch the skin, nail it down, let it dry, and you got some good rawhide.
Yeah, I would have had more rawhide on the doe, except apparently it was a pretty good chew toy. I'm not going to point any fingers at who's not able to defend herself, but one of the half the neck and one of the forelegs and the shoulder is gone.
Aw.
I still
And
have
yes, guns, absolutely. You got it, bud. That's cornbread.
yes. Yes, she has to raise her voice, and it's kind of funny to listen to her try to do it right now because she doesn't feel well. She sneezed the other day, and I thought somebody had kicked a duck. So, and I'm going to die now telling that story. But
That is wrong.
I actually asked her if she was okay, and she did that. She said I just sneezed. But that's when her throat was really hurting her, which I need to be quiet because my throat's starting to hurt. So,
Kicked a duck. Oh my God.
so if y'all don't hear from me again, y'all know my humor's not that great. That's
no,
quite funny. Or I was quite funny.
We'll know Mrs. West is making some rawhide.
Yeah. It's making her a new pair of boots. Or resoling hers.
If you got a tattoo, she's gonna make it into a lampshade.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! Kicked a duck.
Just a little duck. I'm putting the lid on that. I'm done.
Happy Hair, what are you talking about? Of course we should be on here together. The only thing better than us being on here together is when we're in person together.
Yes. Ish.
And I'm sure she said something just then in the other room, but I've got my earplugs in, so I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Hey, Trine.
No, she's not talking to me anymore because I made a joke, and that means she's in there sharpening. She's stropping that. Her stropping her dagger on the hide of the last guy that made a joke about her. I really hope though that whatchamacallit, the back to Eden thing works. We're completely redoing our chickens. We're going to tear down the brooding runs and cut the chicken yard down in half. Instead of upsizing, we're downsizing.
Are you going to let your chickens free range or keep them penned?
Well, we let them free range right now. That's
okay.
We don't need the chicken run, so we're going to take it. We're going to shrink it. We'll keep it so we can close it at night. But as it is right now, it's so big that we can't. There's no way we could afford to put a cover over it. I mean, we can't cover that big of an area. The stuff we would have to purchase to span that area, it just is not feasible.
Yeah.
And we have had a red tail come in and try to take a couple of pullets. So
I've been lucky in that regard. As far as I know, I've only lost 1 or 2 birds ever to hawks or owls, which is surprising because I've had owls that actually lived in the barn next to the chickens.
Well, the owls, they don't tear their prey apart, man. If they can't swallow it whole, they don't go for it. So
good point. Good point.
Now hawks, they'll kill it and fly off with it.
Yeah. Yeah. I have lost several small cats to hawks.
if the cat's small enough, you'll lose them to the owls too.
Yep, I believe it.
Uh,
I believe
they
it.
be surprised what you find in the owl balls, man. Especially from the big owls or whatever.
Yep, yep.
Possum, rabbit, rat, squirrel, ground squirrel, just all kinds of stuff.
When
What?
the girls were little, that was one of the things I used to do. I would collect. Yes, isn't he clever?
They're so funny.
One of the things I used to do was collect owl casings. Is that what they're called? Owl poop that still has all the bones and stuff, and the girls would dissect them and see what the owl ate.
You know, owl casings sound a whole lot better than owl balls. But it's casings. It's the where they puke out. They don't puke, they regurgitate the hair and bone.
Bones, yeah. Along with like a mucus or something that makes it drop into a big pellet.
Yes.
Pellet, yeah, Michael Saines.
Pellet. All I know is that if you start seeing those around somewhere, if you look up, you can usually find an owl somewhere in the vicinity.
I tell you what, I had 3 or 4 years ago, we had a barn owl in my shop that got tangled up in some, basically, you know how birds will make nests out of nylon and everything else? Well, this owl got a claw tangled up there, and I went in my shop, and he was kind of hanging there trying to get loose, and I was like, oh my gosh, I got to climb up there and get him out of that. I figured that owl was going to eat me up cutting it loose, but oddly enough, it was so scared, I guess, or so ready to get out, it just was very mellow. As I took a pair of my Swiss Army knife, took the scissors and cut it loose and got it out and carried the owl out and let it fly off.
Well, that was cool.
Didn't give me any trouble. It was a pretty cool thing.
Did you know if like red ants bite an owl, it'll kill it?
What?
Yeah, they get.
Where'd you hear that?
Not the animal hospital or whatever. One of the ones I took in, it had giant blisters all over its body.
Yeah.
And they said that it had broken its wing, and it couldn't get off the ground, and it apparently wound up in the ants, and that's what was causing the blisters, were ant bites or whatever.
How about that?
They don't react well to them.
How did it get attacked by red ants? You just wouldn't think about. Well, I guess because around here, burrowing owls, barn owls, they land on the ground sometimes, waiting for something to move.
It could fly, but it was a young one, and it actually had a broken wing. It couldn't get up off the ground. And the place it had, at one point in its hiding or whatever, it gotten too close to a red ant bed. They said they see it all the time. But I still think, they euthanize the bird. And that one owl that I took in, they euthanized. And I haven't taken a bird into the bird rescue since.
Right, yeah, I'm not sure I would either. I think I'd roll the dice on my own.
Yeah, neither one of them was the fracture that bad.
Uh-huh.
So I'm not a bird vet or anything, but an owl, if you get it calm, as long as it's got food and water, it's fine.
Yeah, I think so.
So,
owls are like most wild critters like that. They are fairly durable.
So,
I love owls. I love owls, Wes. I do. We had, the barn out there where the chickens are. We've got that storage room back there, boys club, what we call it.
Who said what? What's in the wine? My ability to concentrate.
Yeah.
There is Karo syrup, cactus berry juice, and yeast. Well, I don't think there's Karo or yeast or nothing anymore. Because I'm looking at the bottom of it, and there's sediment in there, which means it kept cooking after I put it up. That's why the color's gone and why it's gone amber. It's because now apparently this is just as stout as the meat is.
Bonus for you.
Yeah, lucky for me, I can't feel my freaking forehead.
Yeah, you definitely got to bring
Can't
some
taste
of
the
that.
alcohol. Really smooth.
And yet you keep drinking.
She's
Man,
very
it's
helpful.
good. You hush. You don't drink anyways. I'm the lush of the family.
I'll do the drinking around here.
Yeah. You stay out of my wine cabinet. I'm taking Paul's advice to Timothy. Or something.
Amen, brother.
No, this every time somebody tastes this wine stuff, they steal the bottle, so I'm almost out. The mead's actually pretty good too. I guess I can get into it next. But it probably that means the other one probably kept cooking too. So I don't know. Oh, wait a minute.
Really good.
This may not have been wine. This was that leftover little bit of mead that I put in here. That explains a lot. The wine was behind this. So anyway, yeah, whatever. I'm lit. It's that cooked up into a really easy to drink wine in just a couple of weeks. You know, it's just bread yeast, man. There's no brewer's yeast or nothing like that. It's just that stuff you get at the Wally World, dude.
The Fleischmann's.
Yeah.
Hey, Carol W., how much winter did y'all get up there out of this storm? My little brother lives in Bushland. He said he got pretty good dose just on the outside edge of Amarillo. So I know you're up that direction anyway. Did y'all get a lot of snow or seriously cold weather?
And I can't believe y'all didn't get snow and we got hammered.
We got nothing. I'm telling you, man, we got, a few flakes, and that was it. The ground didn't even get damp. And we didn't get as cold as you did. Look, I think the coldest we got was about 12 degrees.
At the back corner of the house where the wind wasn't blowing, where it was just falling,
Yeah.
I had 18 inches of snow accumulate back there. There was 10 inches out to where it was a little open. There was 10 inches of snow.
Yeah.
Now in the fields, there were big drifts of snow, and then about everywhere else.
Right.
But because it's real powdery.
Yes, H&X. I think it's still good.
Globs like that, just big, huge balls of snow.
Yeah. Yeah, really wet. Oh, that's going to be good for y'all. Snow. We were hoping for a bunch of snow because that's really good for the ground.
There's no doubt in my mind that the ryegrass and the clover and stuff, it'll be up in 2 weeks.
Oh, you're going to have mesquite beans the size of your forearms.
Yep. This stuff goes in the ground. It doesn't run off.
Right. Exactly.
I really like snow as far as for moisture.
Yeah.
Because it unless it does the thing where it snows a foot and then comes out and it's 80 degrees, and then you wind up with ruts and washout the runoff from the snow.
Right. I got to do a disclaimer here. H&X, I say it's still good. I actually probably don't know. That's just me spouting off saying, give it a try, because I would. Taste it, try it, see. I really think it should still be good. But
if it hadn't got any air back in it, it should be okay. It could be vinegar, though.
Yeah. And even if it's vinegar, that's still kind of a cool thing, too.
Well, yeah, if you want to make vinegar, but
Well, but I mean, you don't have to throw it out. You can. It still has a purpose and a use.
yeah, you give that to the guests. Sorry.
Well, it could be happy hair. Happy hair is giving me, no, it's an old discussion. Food doesn't go bad. It's just 9-day-old hamburger, 7-day-old. I don't think I did a 7-day-old.
7-day-old tuna sub. There's no way you would eat a 7-day-old tuna sub, man. That's tuna fish.
I think it was only 5 days old. I'm pretty sure. And the texture wasn't great, but it was okay.
Got a 5-day-old tuna fish sandwich on your dashboard. The texture's off, as in the tuna's fighting you. You might not want to eat it.
It was okay. I mean, we are blessed. We are built with built-in sensors to tell if something's good or bad, mostly. And I took a couple of bites. I gave it a minute, and it was like, no, it's okay. You see Wes waving at you?
There's another cat. Yay. My camera's all blurry, so when I move my hand, it's like really.
That's pretty cool, actually.
I've got the number of frames per minute turned down low so it doesn't lag.
And I'm not smart enough to know how to do that. There we go. Now I got it on regular speaker.
Shooting it so I'm belt. I mean, you put me on speaker and I'm bird. Hey, Cornelia.
Hi, Santa. Yeah, the devil.
Oh,
The devil.
okay. All right.
Yeah.
Creighton,
She just moved 2 letters.
yeah. She used to call West Devil. I don't know where that came from, but it just got to be her thing for a while.
I don't know either because I'm a very nice person. She smiled just like the ball just said.
Oh.
Whatever. So are you being nice to my cat?
It's not your cat.
I thought you were going to give me the orange one.
Absolutely not.
Why not? Which one are you going to give him?
I'm not gonna
Give him the orange. Give him that
Give me
Tom.
that
He can have Butch and that orange and white
No.
little young Tom.
He doesn't get first.
I don't want no tomcat.
Yeah.
Tomcat. You know the downside of tomcats?
You can have mom cat.
They tinkle on everything. I said that.
Yes, they sure do. They spray stuff. That sprays
Female
me in a bad mood.
cats all over the place. So got no use for it. It costs $100 to get this gray thing fixed wherever she went.
I can do it a lot cheaper than that.
Yeah.
Somewhere. Where is the cat out there? Or it's asleep on my bed.
At the moment, cat's pregnant again.
Mm.
Anyway,
I can fix a cat for a lot cheaper than $100.
well, I could have too, except for the whole fact that I'm watching it for my son. That's the story, anyway.
Leland
I
loves
tried
it.
to fix it for you. Leland's cat. That's the cat I shot that didn't die. You know.
I would not admit that on camera, brother.
It's on video. She doesn't go hunting with me anymore. So there's that. She's a smart cat, but she's only got 8 out of 9 left.
Yeah.
She's on the downhill side of things.
Well, you know something? That whole 9 lives things may have some validity. We had a cat at the motel once that got started in the car motor 3 times that we're sure of. Twice we thought, well, that cat's done, and both times it came back.
So she was sleeping in a Chevrolet then?
Probably. I do not even know. Either way.
Dude, every cat I've ever had that was up in the fan shroud, there was no second chance.
Yeah.
But I don't know which one, what car was it? the Chryslers had that big old long fan shroud, man. So, there was enough room for like 4 cats to sleep in there. That could be messy.
Reese said here, that's been a couple of months ago, I guess, or however long ago. He said he started up one of their cotton strippers, and there was a cat up in the fan shroud.
Oh,
wasn't any coming back for that one.
dude, I found my mom's photo albums from when I was a little kid and stuff. I found pictures of me from when I was like in grade school and all the way up through junior high. I'm going to put them on YouTube.
Ooh, that's very bold.
No, I was a good-looking kid.
Yeah,
I was pretty. I was pretty little. Had long golden hair. Yeah, he came to my face, but she was proud of me working, so she actually took pictures of me when I was a little kid trumping cotton.
oh yeah.
Yeah, and
I'll bet over half the people on here do not know what that means.
yeah, without giving it away, who in the chat knows what trumping cotton is? And there will be a quiz.
Uh-huh.
If you don't know what or have not experienced it, we're sorry.
We are sorry.
You have not lived a full and complete life. The only thing better than trumping is chopping.
Oh, foo. And by better, he means not really better.
Yeah.
Carol knows. Not surprised. Matthew Davis says I. Does that mean I do or I don't? Matthew. Whoop. Bye.
That was me. I just killed the cow.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to let the chattel speed up over here on the side now.
Oh, I got you. Michael, you're a Texas boy. You should know what trumping cotton is.
See, I've picked cotton.
Yeah,
That's
I have.
Too.
I picked it and pulled it. I mean, I didn't pull very much, but I picked it. Or pull, whichever. I get the terms mixed up sometimes. Matthew does. Okay. Matthew, where are you from that you know about that? Boy, where are you from, boy?
I've stripped cotton, but I ain't never I picked it. There was a guy in Wilson that grew the medical grade cotton.
Medical grade cotton?
Yeah, for sterilized Band-Aids and all that stuff. They didn't use any chemicals.
Texas.
Didn't go through a machine or nothing. It was handpicked and it was carried to a special gin to be ginned.
Huh. I imagine our cotton up here is a short staple, probably too short of a staple for that. Smolo, my wife's grandparents used to raise tobacco up in Tennessee. She remembers that kind of thing. So most people don't have a clue, but we actually had 3 people that did, 3, maybe 4 people that did. I'm surprised.
Trump, when they harvest the cotton in the machine, they come and they dump it into a cotton trailer, and then you have a kid up there in the top of it with pitchforks spreading it out and packing it down. You can take it's work. You can take a 4 bale trailer, and a good tromper can get 6.5 or 7 bales in there. The guy hates your guts.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
It saves you a trip. It saves you, if you can double up on your cotton trailer, you only have to make so many trips to the gin with it.
And Wes is younger than me, so he missed out on the really fun part, which was before they had the tractors, the modern tractors that had the overhead basket. Before that, it was simply a 2-row cotton stripper going down, blowing it into an open trailer. Pulled, and the guy tromping the cotton got to stay back there and pitch it pitching and tromping. That means as the cotton is coming in, you are trying to spread it around and stomp it down and not get hit in the head by green bowls, dirt clods, and little caliche rocks.
The stripper was it was a bolt-on stripper, went on the same John Deere tractor that we plowed with.
Yep.
Plowed with. I wasn't driving the tractor. I didn't start driving the tractor for 2 more years. But yeah, I've watched those other things, man.
Oh my gosh. I did that for 2 or 3 years. It didn't know any better then, but it's like living in a dirt storm for 4 or 5 hours at a time and working your butt to the bone. I mean, constant, solid. Don't let the tractor get ahead of you. You got to keep up and keep it going. Build strong bodies and weak immune systems in a hurry.
Yep. Because there's no, you had to double up on the bandanas, man. That was all you could do.
Yeah, there were no dust masks.
The guy that got first bale every year over there at the Hackberry Co-op, that's up until 1978. That's what he stripped with.
Yeah.
And it was weird because he'd have 10 acres of cotton here, 20 acres of cotton over there, 10 over here, 40 over here. And he would do he had the single or the, what's dadgummit, where the 2 front tires on the tractor are right there together. What are those things called?
I don't remember. I know what you're talking about though.
You're gonna die now tractors. But he ran 2 of those things. One was a Farmall and one was a old IH.
Mm-hmm.
That I think he finally got somebody to sell him a Moline, it was an old Ford that had the spread out front deals. But he'd have one tractor pulling the cotton trailer and the other tractor pulling that deal, and his daughter and granddaughter would be in there tromping the cotton.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the first bale of cotton paid $2,000.
Yeah, it was a big deal. There was money and bragging rights. It was a huge deal. Most of the times, I helped a couple of times, friends of mine who were farming, they wanted to get first bale. It wasn't worth running a cotton stripper because there wasn't enough, the cotton wasn't all ready, but you could drag sacks through the field and reach down and pull it and stick it in there. And in an afternoon after school with about 8 or 12 of us out there working until dark, we could get enough cotton pulled out, just enough to make a bale, and he'd get first bale, and then wouldn't strip the rest of the field for 3 weeks later, at least.
The guy I worked for, he was too worried about longer, yellower hair than he was about getting the first bale in. So
yeah.
Oh, sorry. Man, it was my fault. Oh, I said thank you. Pause on it.
The last year I was pitching and tromping was either 1975 or 1976. I think it was 70. No, it was 1975 because 76 I started working at the grocery store, which I didn't like, but it was a good, clean inside job, but it was boring. I liked the hard physical stuff. I really did. But and Wes, I don't know if you know this, and I didn't think about it until a couple of 3 years ago, but it was in a field just right up the road here, up there by where it hits the pavement. When we drive north from my house and hit the pavement, that field on the east side there was the field where this happened. I was working for a guy named Gerald Coper, and I had been out there. It was one of those. It was just dry and dusty and nasty, and I could not wait to be done with that field. I was getting paid a whopping $2 an hour to do this ridiculously hard work, and that's what it was back then. And we were down to 3 passes left. There were 6 rows of cotton left, and we were about halfway through the first of the 3 passes to be done, and I was thanking the Lord that we were about finished. And he stopped for a second, and I thought, well, I don't know why he stopped, but I'm glad he did, because I was tired and I was starting to get behind a little bit. So that gave me a second to rake the cotton around. And no, who was it that asked if you're walking back, chasing life? No, not walking back and forth, stomping as you go, because the idea is to pack that cotton into a solid, yeah. And he stopped, and I looked out, and he got out of the tractor, and he walked over to the dirt road there. And it was a guy named Ivandale Weaver, and I'd known Ivandale forever too. And him and Ivandale were talking, and I thought, I don't know what they were doing. Thank you. And he came over. They finished talking. He came over, got back in the tractor, and we made the last 2.5 passes, and we got done. And I thought, hallelujah, we're finished. And I came back. Of course, I'm covered. I mean, covered in dirt behind my glasses. I had cotton stuffed in my ears to keep some of it out. I had some kind of, I may have had a bandana. I don't remember what I had. I may have just had a ball cap and bandana tied over my face, and just, you're filthy dirty. And I get out, and he said, I guess we're done. I said, man, thank goodness. He said, well, I went ahead and hired you out to Ivandale. I said, what? He said, because Ivandale was just getting ready to start getting started in that field over there. He said, yeah, you're going to go work for Ivandale. And this is in a time you didn't ask. He just said, this is what you're going to do. And I was like, yes, sir. And I was like, well, this sucks. He said, the good news is that Ivandale's going to give you a raise. I said, really? He said, yeah. He said, he's going to pay you $3 an hour. I said, well, cool. That's okay, I guess. And so I was like, oh man. Well, I get over to Ivandale's. I walk across the road over there. Ivandale had this modern cool thing, which was a tractor with a big basket overhead. And he goes down and strips, and then he drives over to the trailer and dumps it in there. That was easy. Yeah. All I had to do was stomp the cotton down and just sit there and relax and wait until he came back. I was getting paid half as much money and doing 2/3 less work. So that worked out.
See, that's all I had to do with the basket. They dump it and you rake it out. But I got a bonus every year I tromp cotton.
I never got a bonus.
But dude, I could pack that cotton, because I did. You pick your leg up, put the weight on it, and then when you felt the resistance, then you dump on the one leg, and it would put that extra bounce on it.
Yep.
I would high step. I'd stair step all day long, man. I went from there to the working the roofing and stuff, and after all the trumping cotton and hoeing cotton and this, that, and everything else, went to stacking roofs or whatever, and people are complaining about walking up the ladder with the 2 bundles on your shoulder. You're just like, what?
Yeah.
It's just a ladder. And people want to know why I don't have any knees left, because, I worked them to death. What are you
somebody
doing?
mentioned I'm sorry.
Are you licking a whisk?
Yes, I am.
What is on that?
I don't know. Oh,
you don't know?
I have faith. I think they're making chocolate eclair squares, and so that's what this tastes like, the vanilla pudding part of the chocolate eclair squares.
Okay.
They give it to me, say eat, I say thank you. Somebody mentioned on here about doing hay. It may have been Michael. I don't remember who it was. That's something else we used to do. We used to get drafted out of high school. I mean, whoever had a field of hay that needed to be loaded would just pretty much show up at the high school and say, I need some of your strong back, weak-minded guys to come out here. I'll pay them a nickel a bale. A nickel a bale. Of course, remember, this is 1974, 75, that time. And that's what we do. School's over. Here we go out to the field and load up 90-pound alfalfa bales. My buddy Kenny, I had a chance to learn to drive a tractor, but I didn't want to learn to drive a tractor because I saw how that game got played. You learn to drive a tractor, you're there every day. And I didn't want to do that. Well, Kenny got to drive the tractor. I got to walk beside the trailer, picking up bales of hay, wearing out gloves and Levi's. And got paid a nickel a bale. And that's the funny part. A nickel a bale split up between however many guys were doing it. You didn't get paid a nickel for every bale.
Oh
You
man.
got, yeah. But you know, I mean, we didn't care. We didn't care. It was hard work, and we were badass macho dudes, man. I mean, we could take a 90-pound bale of hay and lift it up shoulder height and throw it up about 6 feet higher and park it up on top of a pile of hay up there. And
Last time I threw hay, it was Gulf Bermuda, and it paid 32 cents a bale.
wow. How heavy was it?
Most of them were running probably 50 pounds, but some of them were up there like 70. Hey, dude, he was paying. I was throwing.
Yeah. Heck yeah. Bonus for you.
2 of the guys quit us, and he was worried about it coming in time. So he threw in a tractor with a bale pitcher. We're like, well, we're not taking a cut.
Right.
So, you know, we didn't have to pick it up out of the field. It threw it on the trailer. All we had to do is stack it and put it in the barn.
How about that?
We made out okay on that one.
I remember one time we were coming out of the field. It was over by Sudan, hauling for one of the coaches over there. And we had the trailer stacked high. And Kenny was in more of a hurry than we were to get out of there. And he came out of the field and took a corner too fast and dumped nearly that whole load of hay with us sitting on it. I got lucky and was able to kind of scramble out of the way of most of it while it was falling, and only got caught with a couple of them. A couple of my friends got the snot beat out of them with those big bales of hay. We had to dig them out from under there. It was hilarious. It wasn't hilarious having to load it back on it. Huh?
These stories that we're telling right now, people think about, well, I'll just do the homestead thing. I'll grow my own food. You're not going to have a tractor to cut the hay, to mow the hay,
No.
rake the hay, to bale the hay. You're not going to have a truck to haul the hay to the barn. You're not going to find a bunch of weak-minded, strong-backed people to do it.
Yep. Yeah, those kids are gone.
So
there's plenty of weak-minded ones.
Yeah, but think about it now. People complain, "Oh, I've got to run by the feed store again and get a couple of bags of feed for whatever."
Uh-huh.
Oh, I do. I'm like, I don't want to go to Tractor Supply. But it's like pulling teeth anymore. I'm like, like liver or something.
Wes, did you ever haul watermelons? I did that one time, watermelons.
I used my forehead to stop a watermelon truck one time because that counts.
Not sure how that's the same.
Well, we got free watermelons for 2 years.
Well, there is that.
That
may explain a couple of things.
A couple of things. It explains the dent in my forehead, but
I hold watermelons one time. Watermelons I don't care how strong you are from throwing hay. Watermelons is a whole different game. They deduct. When you toss a watermelon and it misses and breaks, they deduct. They count that off. You have to figure it out real quick. And watermelons are slippery and they're hard. I didn't like throwing watermelons.
Over there when I worked around Brownfield, they grow a lot of watermelons over there. Watermelons and cucumbers, and they grow a lot of produce. But if it doesn't make the cut at the produce vendor place, whatever they call it, I don't know. It's wherever they take it to this.
The process barn.
Silo, and then they sort it. If it doesn't cut, it goes into a dump truck, and then ranchers allow them to dump that on their property, and the cattle will eat it, right?
Oh yeah, you bet.
And if you know where they're dumping it, all you got to do is beat the cows to it. There's nothing wrong with the watermelons. They just got a flat spot. They're not round. Whatever.
Cosmetic.
And I'm over there one time loading up watermelons because why not? They were free.
Right.
And I turn around and look, and a cow has got its face stuck in a watermelon, and it is swinging its head back and forth.
No.
It literally had eaten so much of the watermelon that when it went back into it, It got stuck on his eye ridges, and it couldn't get out,
Uh-huh.
man.
Good grief.
We watched it for a while, and finally it smashed its face into the pile of watermelons and broke the watermelon. Ruined all the
Wow.
fun, but
Yeah.
I think I picked up 20 watermelons that day. And
You know, that's a great point, Wes. I hadn't thought about that for a long time. But when I was a kid, we were fairly poor. My dad was a school teacher, but school teachers didn't get paid nothing back then. And they still don't for the most part. But one of the ways that we fed ourselves was there were always people growing food somewhere. Potatoes were big. Over in Muleshoe, there was a potato shed over there. And you could go over there and they would sort the potatoes inside and they would pitch the culls into this little washout area, which would wash down a little ditch out to the east of the potato shed. And you could sit there and pick up all the potatoes you wanted to. Some of them weren't great. Most of them were just fine. They, just like you said, they didn't meet the cosmetic values. A couple of years, carrots were a big deal. People raised carrots, and Campbell Soup had contracted with it. And just right over there by where the co-op elevator is here, they had a big trailer there that was full of carrot culls. And anybody that wanted to could go in there and gather up all the carrots they wanted to. And I did. That was my thing. That was the way I helped provide for the family. I'd pick up potatoes. I'd pick up carrots. People would raise black-eyed peas or big fields of green beans, and we'd go pick them and deal with them. People would have corn. There was always some way to feed yourself if you were willing to go out and do something. All you had to do is keep your ears open and let the word get out that. And nowadays, I've had times when I've had the humongous, great, good garden and way more than we can do anything with. And I asked people, I said, would you like some of the stuff out of the garden? They said, yeah, bring me whatever you want. And I was like, no, come out and get it.
get it,
Come
yeah.
pick whatever you. Yeah. And only one time, Wes, some people that we went to church with came out and picked the garden and tried to pay us. And I was like, no, don't pay us. I'm glad for you to get it. Man, we had, it was one of those years when it was a bounty. We were covered up with tomato, everything you can think of, plus eggs. And, but people wouldn't come and do for themselves. And I thought, that's crazy. That's crazy. The best food in the world. And you won't.
I know they did the same thing where you were at, around like the Wilson and Slayton area, Alton and stuff.
Yeah.
They would plant, one pass down the edge of the field where it caught good water or whatever.
Uh-huh.
In place, they would put black-eyed peas. Another guy would have green beans and just whatever. And then they were, when they would come ripe, they would just put it out to the churches and stuff, and you could go pick whatever you wanted, and it didn't cost you a dime.
Yeah, and they were happy to do it because it cost them pretty much nothing too.
It didn't cost them anything, and they were able to help feed people.
Yeah,
and that's
people that wanted to come do it.
And that's something that's gone.
Yeah. I can't figure it out.
Well, that's something that started in the Depression era, and then it just dwindled. Our age group was the last people that pretty much benefited from. There's still one person here that does it in this county that I know of.
Wow.
They do it a little different. They you can go pick all you want or whatever, and no commercial people, but you can go out there and it's like $5 and you go pick everything you want.
Right.
And that's cool. The guy's not making any money. He's paying for his diesel and his seeds.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. $5 is nothing. I mean, a friend of ours we've had a couple of different times we've done it, but a buddy of mine every now and then will rotate a field into black-eyed peas. And about 3 or 4 years ago, I can't remember, Christy, Happy Hair, and I and the girls and my dad went out. He said, we can come pick black-eyed peas. So we went out there expecting to, put in a day of getting enough black-eyed peas to can a bunch. We were out there about 2 hours and gathered 17 bushels of peas. We are still we got so much black-eyed peas. I am so happy. I love black-eyed peas and cornbread. But I mean, you couldn't even tell we'd been in the field. You couldn't even tell it. And I think we traded him a couple of millionaire pies or something like. I mean, pretty much nothing, but just something to say thank you.
See, I like the black-eyed peas, but I like the ones that have gone to seed, and I like doing them like the red beans. I think they're better.
Oh, really? Have I ever fed you any of Christy's black-eyed peas?
Yes, and they're not bad.
Okay.
Not bad at all. There was that one jar you opened up. I was kind of scared.
Was it an older one or what?
Yeah, we went down in the deal and got it together down in your little basement thing. And I was like, we're going to eat that? They're like, yeah, it'll be fine. I didn't die, so I got to give you that one.
Trust me. Trust me.
It's fine. We ate some 2 years ago. We're all still fine.
Savage is back on here. He mentioned something a while ago. He said, from roofing, baling hay, plumbing, and other odd jobs I did as a team. He said his aim is still sharp, catching and throwing. The 30-year-old white man can still destroy a basketball court. Okay, I was never very good at that. He's right, though. When I was a little kid, like elementary school, 3rd grade, 4th grade, maybe even before that, I remember one of the things, this is the nerd in me, but one of the things I really wanted was this cool chemistry set I'd seen. It was made of metal, and it folded open like that, and it had all this cool stuff in it, and different chemicals and stuff you could do experiments and all. I wanted it, and it cost $6 stinking. $6. Good grief! Can you imagine coming up with $6 when you're 9 or 10 years old in 1960, whatever it was? And it occurred to me I was going to have to figure out a way to make the money for that. And you'd be amazed at how creative you can be. I remember one time I was sitting, the people next door, this was in Colorado City, the people next door had a roof that was the tar and gravel, and they were getting it retarred and graveled, just putting a better, new layer on it. And I sat there on the fence next to their yard, and I watched these guys. They had no grain truck full of gravel, and one guy would jump off the roof into the truck, fill up a 5-gallon bucket with gravel, climb back up on the roof, and haul the gravel up. And I watched him make about 4 or 5 trips, and I thought, I bet I could fill that bucket for him. And I hopped over into that grain truck, literally just jumped across from the fence over into the grain truck. And he came over there and threw the bucket in and looked at me funny for a second. And I took the bucket, filled it with gravel, and held the handle where he could pull it up. He hauled it up, looked at me funny, left, came back, threw it back down. I filled it up again, and there we went from then on. And I just had good faith that when we were done, something good would come. And it did. 3 or 4 hours later, me, doing that kind of work. When they were done, they gave me a handful of change. I think it wound up being like 60 or 80 cents. It's like, yay, we're on the way.
Score.
Yeah. And that's just the way we did it. There was a guy, Dick Gregory. That was I can't believe I pulled that name up. He was one of those guys that would build a house. He didn't just do the framing. He didn't just do the floor. He would build a house. He'd show up, dig the foundation, pour the concrete, put up the framing, the whole thing. He built the house. And I did the same thing. I'd go over and watch, just sit there and watch him, see what he'd do. And he'd look at you funny for a while. But I figured out at the end of the day, 2 things he did. One, he picked up all the nails he had dropped. You didn't just gather them up and throw them away. They were precious. And I figured out I can pick up the nails and I can sweep up the sawdust before he has to do it. The same kind of thing. The first couple of times I did it, I got nothing out of it except just a gruff thank you. After that, though, he started doing the same thing. Kicked me, 20 cents, 15 cents, something like that. Nothing much, except in that day it was. Before you know it, I had a chemistry set. I had saved up $6 stinking and bought a chemistry set. Yay me. And that's people, I don't think people get that now.
They don't. I had access to one of those chemical sets or chemistry sets for a while until my mom found out I had it. And then I didn't have it anymore. Because apparently trying to burn the house down with it
Yeah, I had a couple of experiments that went awry as well. I mostly got them cleaned up before my mom found out.
Well, there's only so much you can hide from an accident with sulfuric acid. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I
I'll be
remember
right
mixing
back.
up some. Okay. I remember mixing up some chemicals. Yes, Chasing Life. They had real chemicals in it. I mean, it had real cobalt and real sulfur, and I can't even remember what all else. And I remember it had little burners in there, little alcohol burners with test tubes. And I remember thinking, I had watched it. Thank goodness I didn't go all the way through it, but I'd watched that Jerry Lewis movie where he drank something and became this wild man. And I thought I could do that. And so I mixed up some concoction. I kind of did the figuring on it and thought this ought to work out good. And I mixed it up and put it over the burner. And I watched it changed about 6 really pretty colors. And all of a sudden it turned black and launched out of that test tube and splattered against the ceiling and something else. I mean, it turned into about an 8-foot long from just a couple of spoonfuls of stuff. What a mess it made. But I got most of it cleaned up before my mom caught it. I wish I still had it. I really do. The toys back in those days were significant. They were made of metal and they had good paint on them and they were cool toys.
You used to be able to tear toys up if you tried really, really hard.
I was going to say, if you really worked at it, you could break them. Yeah, H&X.
For a skateboard, dude.
What's that?
I used my Tonka truck for a skateboard.
The big dump truck?
Yeah, that was a blast.
Yeah.
And I kind of got in trouble for that too. Apparently, you're not supposed to ride those down a ramp, but whatever.
They say.
That's they say. They say you're not supposed to do that. Anyways, back in the day,
Yeah, savage.
it was weird. You could do different things to make money, and you could do different things. My mom, my dad died when I was little, so my mom had to do work here and there, and she used to have to leave me and my little sister with a babysitter a lot, and I didn't until it was all over with. I didn't find out until years later what was going on, but the relationship I developed with the lady that set us was lifelong. I still remember every lesson, ma'am. I don't know if he still has lawn darts or not, but anyway, they've stuck with me forever. And one of the things that I remember, because she came up during the Depression, and I was telling her I was thinking about doing something, but that I didn't think I was going to because I didn't think it was right. And she goes, "Well, of course you're not going to do that." And I'm like, "Well, how do you know I'm not going to do that?" She goes, "Well, you're not going to do that because it's not right. You're the kind of person that's always going to do the right thing because you know it's right."
Boy, that leaves a mark, doesn't it?
Yeah. And I'm just like, oh, wow. And so, thanks, Miss Parker, for branding me with a conscience when I was a little. So, people don't teach their kids that anymore. They're like, somebody does you the least little bit wrong, you better sue them, or you need to do this, you need to do that. And it's all about making sure you're not taken advantage of, or you get the most out of somebody else. It's not about what you can do for anybody else anymore. It's all about what you can get out of somebody else.
Wes, we had a kid, it's been several years ago, but a kid came driving past our house out here. We're kind of out here by ourselves. And I saw this dude about wreck his pickup truck twice. And at first I was alarmed. I was like, okay, dude, if you run up in my yard and crash something, I'm going to shoot you. But, I saw him go by and I was like, that just looked like a high school kid. I was like, he's being stupid, man. He's going to hurt himself. about a week later, I saw that pickup in the parking lot at United there in town. And I thought, all right, I'm going to figure out who this is and, just kind of get on to him, say, hey, look, man, drive by my house. You need to be a little more careful than that. Well, a lady got out, and I guess it turned out to be the kid's mom. And I thought, well, that's good. She'll want to know about that. The Spanish lady. I went and told her about it. She lost her mind on me. She's like, you don't worry about my kid. Called me all kinds of racist, horrible names because I said, lady, your kid could have got hurt or killed. I said, I figured you'd want to know. She blew up at me, came over, and I thought her and I were going to get in a fist fight before I finally left. I was getting mad at her. And she was going to call the police, and she wrote down my license plate. And I was like, wow, you are a complete idiot loser. And I don't know whatever happened to her or the kid, but I couldn't believe it.
You remember back in the day when you would do something and you would get home and your mom would tell you about it?
Yeah.
I hated that shit.
Oh, Wes, when I was a kid, it was absolutely standard operating procedure that any adult anywhere could start shucking belt loops and bust my butt right in public. Could whoop my rear end with a belt or a paddle or whatever. And I would be afraid to tell my parents about it because I had done something wrong that had to have some other adult interact and knew I was going to get that much more from my folks. There was an accountability when I was a kid that you don't see anymore.
It takes a village to raise kids. Hey, Mrs. S, I think you'd probably like to know that little Mr. S over here is running around four-wheeling in that brand new truck your son bought.
Yeah.
I was not. But that's how I said.
That's right. Yeah.
And people wonder why kids want to go driving around in the next county over and not stay home.
Yeah. Nobody
knows me over there. That's why.
Yeah, it's a different day.
Kids alive and out of prison.
Yeah. There were some mistakes that got made, and I got in trouble for stuff I didn't do a couple of times, and I, shouldn't have got in trouble for a few things. But it wasn't the end of the world kind of thing. Mostly, it just taught me to keep my nose clean and not do something because somebody's watching. I may not think somebody's watching, but somebody's watching.
I got grounded once for somebody else did, and I was like, I don't have anything to do with that. She goes, did you know about it? I said, well, maybe. She goes, did you tell
Yeah.
Well, no, ma'am.
No, this is stitches.
It's, and that was, I used to do that. Mom, I can't snitch on my friend. She goes, what are you, a convict?
Yeah. Not yet.
It's only snitching if you're a criminal and you're trying to help another criminal get away with something, or you're, if you're not a bad person, it's not snitching. It's called being a good person, and you're, it's whatever. And come to find out, my mom wasn't that much of an angel, so it's not that she was figuring all this blah, but hey kids, heads up, your parents weren't always 40-something. Just for the record.
So, I'm trying. Soap tastes terrible. Yes, it does.
Oh. And the day you find out that your mom really means that you shouldn't talk to her that way.
Yeah. Yeah, she wasn't kidding about that.
You're looking up and you're going, when did we paint the walls white? That's the ceiling.
Boy, I do not ever underestimate the power of a mom. I'm sure I've told you this, not Ms. West. When I was out of college, maybe. I don't remember. I was a full-grown man, and my little brother was he's 9 years younger than me. He was still in high school. He was a big badass football player, center for Littlefield Wildcats. He was bad. He was bad. We were in my mom's room one time, in my mom and dad's bedroom, and Mom was sitting on the edge of the bed, and I was sitting behind her. We were talking, and I was scratching her back or rubbing her shoulders, whatever like that. And my mom and my granddad was the same way. Ranza was the same way. You don't touch her knees. Those are completely. It ain't. It's not just some funny tickle 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 thing. It's like, well, I thought, okay, Michael and I are both big here. We can do this. We're gonna get Mom's knees. And I told Michael, I said, hey, we can get her knees. I'll hold her. You get her knees. And this look came over my mom that I still can't quite describe. And she turned, her voice changed, and it was just like, don't do it. And I was like, Michael looked, and I was like, yeah, we got this. And I held her, and he touched her knees, and I'm not sure what happened next, but I know I hit the wall next to the bed, and I slid down into the floor trying to figure out what just happened. And the next thing I know, he hit the wall and fell on top of me, and she stood over us, stomping the dog crap, mostly out of Michael because he was on top, but I got a few heels too. I mean, she stomped the snot out of us and stormed off with smoke out of her ears as she left the bedroom. And Michael was bleeding in 2 or 3 places, and I'm sitting there trying to figure out what went wrong. How did that not work? A mom has a power that people do not understand, and we never made that mistake again.
You're lucky to be alive.
I promise. I promise. She wouldn't have cared. She'd have killed us and told the judge we needed it.
You could tell my mom to stop talking if you wanted to be in trouble. You could tell my mom you didn't have to listen to her if you wanted her.
That's a good idea.
To prove that you did have to listen to her. But I told my mom to shut up one time.
Oh,
never,
wow. Yeah,
ever did that again.
I'm guessing that was after you stopped that watermelon truck.
Yes, and I think my mom hit me harder than the watermelon truck. I was out for 10 minutes. And she stood open waiting for my butt to come to, not patting me with a wet towel to see if I was going to be okay or whatever. She was standing there glaring down at me, waiting for me to come to. And when I did, she's like, don't you ever tell me again.
Wow.
I was like, yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. I may have misspoken.
And then she told me to get up, clean myself up. And that's when I realized that I had a busted lip and a broken nose.
Good grief.
I still don't know what she hit me with. She didn't have nothing in her hand. So she hit me with her hand. And it's not like I couldn't fight or nothing, but I didn't have a chance to react or nothing. Or I don't remember it anyway.
Man.
I told her she needed to just shut up and leave me alone. And that's all I had. I didn't get to leave me alone.
Man. I hadn't noticed Texas, Twisted Metals of Texas is in here. TMOT. Hey, brother. Good to see you.
Right.
And I saw Chance B is in here.
And so that's what I saw somebody else. And chasing life, we get that with people messing with your kids or whatever. People need to realize, though, if somebody in the community calls you and tells you your kids are doing something, they're not trying to get your kid in trouble. They're trying to keep you out of trouble.
A lot of times.
Some people called and told some other people that they needed to check on a couple of boys because they thought they were up to no good. And they're like, oh, it'll be fine. Those 2 boys had snuck into a rock quarry, stolen a box of dynamite and some blasting cap, and they blew up a freaking highway bridge.
Ooh, that's very bad.
That was very bad. So, You know, if you see somebody doing something they ought not. There was some guys out drag racing in front of the house the other day. They were, they had a spotter on both ends of the road. They were doing it safely. I just watched the faces. You know, if they'd have been out there acting the fool,
Yep.
I'd have gone down and checked to see if I knew whose truck they were in. I don't think it was kids. I think it was grown guys.
Yeah, there are safe
road.
Yeah, there are safe ways to do dangerous things. Okay, we're going to do that. And Chance, you should have been here. We've been telling all kinds of West Texas country life stories, and you missed it. Hey, Tibor.
What's up, Tibor?
Now, that was weird.
That big catfish.
Just for a second.
San Antonio, I caught on that pole Tibor got me. It hossed that 8-pound catfish in like it wasn't nobody's business. Like it didn't. It was. I was just like, oh. The next time I go down there, I'm gonna put some 70-pound test on my reel, and
I don't do it.
Still a leader, and I'm gonna put me about a 1 pound something on it. I want to find me a fish that I could put in a skillet, and I've been watching Jeremy Wade, River Monsters, and I'm going to catch that gar. I'm going to get him on the end of that pole, and we'll bring him in, and we'll slap him right in the face.
Yeah.
I can't make up my mind if I want to bank him or not. You know, I mean, what do you do with 350 pounds worth of fish?
Make a lot of tartar sauce.
That's a lot of tartar sauce, dude. That's going to be 350 pound fish. That's going to be 120 pounds of meat.
Boy, that's going to make a cool skull, though.
There's that, and I keep thinking about how big those scales are going to be. Those are ready-made.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But, dude, that guy's older than I am, man.
Oh, I bet you. I bet you. I am really jonesing to get back down there. I really am.
Well, when I go back down this time or next time, I'm actually going to cut some trees, and I'm going to take either that or I'm going to take some T-posts, and I'm going to build a platform where I can walk down there to stand on it at the water. Dude, I let a 27-pound soft shell go. I didn't mean to, but I couldn't get it. I couldn't get close enough to the water to get it out, and I had him up.
You should have jumped.
I could nearly get him on the hill. Do not
You
set
should have jumped.
basket or netted him. All I had to do was go up to the truck, get my net. Do not bring that up again. Do not even remind me of that.
I was just going to say you should have just jumped in and grabbed him by the shell and drug him out. But
did I not just say he was 20 pounds worth of? And he's a soft shell turtle, man. He's got like a 3-foot neck on him. You could bite my eye out.
You're 6'2" and 230 pounds, man. You
and I'm a little bleeding from bites from a big turtle. It hurts, dude. They've got me before. That crap hurt.
Oh my God, it does hurt. Bye, Carol. Good to see you.
People that ain't gone out and done this stuff, they don't realize that catfish fight back.
Yeah, bye, tried.
What do you call it? Gar, you don't put the Woodbeard found that out. You don't put your thumb in the gar's gill because the gill plate is sharp on a gar.
Yeah. That's what a hay hook is for.
You don't swim in the lake without a t-shirt on because perch really do think those look just like something to eat.
My gosh, I've got to I've got a bad story about that. Ugh. I'm not going to tell it here.
Dude, man, I've had I thought I jumped in a pond in Pennsylvania, and I thought those things were going to tear them off before I get back out of the water.
Oh, let's just say that if you're in the water where there's fish like that, and you're a guy and you need to take a leak, don't take it out, because
Yeah, there's
a
that.
fish is going to hurt your feelings.
I dodged that, but man, you talk about sore nipples for days.
Oh, I'm sure.
And let's see, trying to think. Yeah, you're wade fishing or whatever, and then
Yeah.
you see something come up for air, and it has a head about the size of a grapefruit and a bill on it that could snap a 1-inch dowel rod, and you're like, well, that's a big snap, and I'm in the creek. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff in the water that can get you. Papua New Guinea has black bass that have vampire teeth, dude.
Wow.
I just watched that on River Monsters. I didn't know that, and I want to go
I
fishing.
know mangrove snappers have vampire teeth. They will put a hole in you.
I miss down there by Fort Myers. They got all them mangrove trees growing in the canals and stuff right there on the rivers. I miss going up in the canals.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I really do. That was a long time ago. None of that stuff's probably still there.
I don't know. I bet a lot of it, man.
More than once,
If it's not there,
down in the boat with me doing it though. So,
I wonder if you realize how long we've been going here.
oh wow.
I did not.
I did not until you just said something, and I looked up there. Should have figured it out. Got people coming in here that haven't seen it forever.
Yeah. Yes, it will, Tibor. Gar.
It shot it with a 410 and the boat twisted. That's not.
That's
boat survived.
That's pretty smart.
I never had anybody shoot a fish in the boat before, but
Michael, good night, bud.
I
Good to see you. Good luck.
That car, but I didn't get to shoot him because, well, he vomited the fish back at me. That sucked, man. I don't know. You can probably hear it if you watch the video. You can hear it in my voice. I was just like, no. Because I had him, man. I had everything set. I was going to get him this time. And then I didn't.
Yep. All except for that.
All except for that. Yeah. He's there. He'll be there. If he doesn't die of old age before I get back down there, he'll be fine. And he's got friends. He can't be the only one.
Oh no, I don't think so.
That's too much river for one fish.
Yeah.
But when you've got something in there that can eat 3 and 4 pound catfish, that's maybe it is time to like thin out the herd a little bit.
Maybe.
It would be nice to get him up on that sandbar though. Get him up on the sandbar and get a picture. I mean that would be worth $1 million bucks.
At the very least a picture. Yeah, that would be awesome. We need to make you need to make a hay hook with about a 6-foot handle on it. Gaff, I guess.
I'm actually forging me a gar gaff. That's what I'm calling it. It's my gar gaff. I'm going to basically make a bent harpoon that should have enough weight behind it to go through the scales, but then it'll have a barb so it can't pull out.
Yeah.
And because gar is good. It tastes good. It's one of the cleanest fish I've ever eaten. I mean, they're not like at all like catfish. don't know how to explain it. It's just a really white, mild fish. It's
Yeah, kind of like pike, I think.
it's I've had pike, and it's not. I don't know how to explain. It almost tastes like it come out of the ocean instead of fresh water. Anyway,
Chance, I haven't been to Palo Duro in 2 or 3, 4 years now. But it's still in pretty good shape and a little bit too modern now. They like everything. It's not outdoor rugged like I remember it more when I was a kid, even though, I mean, I guess they always had showers and stuff there, but it's about the same, wicked hot. In fact, back in 2011, I think we went down there, camped out one night, went to see Texas. It was 117 degrees while we were there. Fortunately, that night it cooled down to about 101. So, of course, there was no wind. It was miserable, bad hot. Miserable hot.
I like to go to Palo Duro in the spring. The only problem with going in the spring is the flash floods.
Yeah. Night Savage, good to see you, bud.
Yeah, have a good one.
I've been there when I was backpacking there one time. I packed all the way to the far end of the national park and camped there, and got a big rain that night, and it polluted the water so bad I couldn't drink it, and so I had to cut my trip completely short because I could not get a decent drink of water.
That would be rough. I like Palo Duro Canyon. Just the canyons down there below Southland are pretty, but you got to know the people that own the property, and I don't anymore. So
yeah,
it's the Brazos River Valley, and it's absolutely beautiful little canyon. The limestone cliffs all line the side of it, just sandbar after sandbar. You got to be careful because of the cottonmouths and stuff. But
I've never seen one there.
I've seen a bunch of them.
How about that?
They're actually really bad. The water moccasins are really bad at Buffalo Springs Lake. I
never saw one there
either.
I've seen a bunch at White River Lake, but I never saw one at Buffalo Springs. I used to water ski there all the time.
They can't live that far north. Dude, there's rattlesnakes in Oklahoma and in Kansas. The
gold weight. Twisted Metals in Texas mentioned gold weight. We used to go camping there when I was a kid. We'd camp on the river down there. That was the first place I almost ever drowned it, I think.
I've never
was at gold weight.
So.
Yes, Tibor, I think I did, but I haven't decided for sure. It doesn't hold as nicely as I would like, so I'm afraid of keeping that one in there. Not sure what I'm going to do about it, but I've got one in there right now, waiting to see if it fits right. I've been sort of tentatively testing it.
I need to go get it, but a guy gave me an anvil.
Really? Like a full big anvil?
It's I think a 40-pounder or something.
Okay, that's something.
It's not a big one. It's not the great big honking one, but it's like this. It's like,
yeah,
can't see that. Anyway, it's probably 16, 18 inches from point to end. I can pick it up and handle it pretty easy, but it comes with about 100-pound base. So the base is heavier than the anvil is. I just got to get over there and get it. It's old too, dude. It's old.
Yeah, you need to go snag that before something happens to it. That should be a top priority. Where is it?
It's in town. I gotta go.
Oh, okay, so close.
It's close. The guy's moving to East Texas, and he doesn't do that anymore. Actually, he gave me a bunch of iron and stuff too. And I've got all these projects that I want to make, and That would be a whole lot better than my little 8-pound anvil. That's all I've got right now is an 8-pound anvil, man. It's just not big enough to do crap with. I want a 60-pounder. I'd actually like to have a 200-pound anvil, but who wants to haul that around?
Yeah.
So,
I know where there is a big 150-pound anvil in a well, it may not still be there. I bet it is though, up in the mine, up in Colorado, near where I used to live. But it ain't going to be easy or fun getting it out. It's going to be awful.
well, I'm going to get, I need to keep, was going to the scrapyard. And if you can find a piece of bar stock, just the rolled stock or whatever, or square stock, whatever. If you can find a piece of 4-inch solid that's a foot long, you got an anvil. Because it's something to do with physics. If you've got a big mass underneath what you're working on, the bigger the mass is underneath what you're working on, the more energy stays in the work and less of it travels to the floor. So the bigger the anvil, the fewer times you have to hit the metal.
Yeah.
So, but then you've got to be careful with stretching it too far and yada yada this. But for making forks and little knives and stuff like that, what I've got works. But for anything bigger, I need something bigger.
Yeah, that piece of railroad iron I have for an anvil, good enough for now.
Excuse me.
I should probably think about getting off here. I think Happy Hair is about ready for supper and wishing I would shut up.
Yeah, they only give you 20 hours a month on here before you got to
No, I didn't.
grade. So anyway,
Tibor, I will try that.
What are we talking about?
A knife sheath that Tibor sent me.
Oh, okay. Anyhow, thank all you people for coming and hanging out with us and not talking a bit about. Well, we did a little bit about.
We touched on it sort of.
Thanks for listening to two guys sit here and shoot the breeze about the old days.
Yeah.
May need to change the title on this after we're done.
People get you for false advertising.
Anyway, had a blast. Thanks for coming over, Rob. This was good.
Heck yeah.
I had a blast. It's almost
thanks for asking me.
like we were sitting in the same room.
Close.
Sipping on with the cat.
Little by little, I'm getting back to whatever normal is. I don't know what normal is yet, but
Normal
I guess
overrated. So
yeah. I like the way normal was. I was okay with that. But bit by bit. It was good to see everybody.
And everybody keep praying for everybody.
Yeah.
And just make some of them more special than others. But we love all you people. Y'all still alive, don't die. You want to tell them bye?
Oh, yeah, bye. I was typing it, so I wasn't thinking. Yeah, bye, everybody. Good night.
Later.